but welcome back to another episode of Beast Feast. We have 3 guests in total today, which is exciting. We'll see how this goes. Never had this many people at once, so we'll see how that rolls out. We have 3 siblings, 3 of the beasts. We have Soph, Alec, and Hugh all on. Soph has unofficially, I guess, been on before in what we're going to call the lost episode of we recorded an entire episode and it didn't actually record. So none of the sound was there. But welcome, guys. Thank you for all of you for coming on and coming back and checking in on Beast Feast.
Thanks for having us.
Cool.
The whole fam.
How are you guys doing? Are you guys hanging in there and enjoying week 7, 6? I don't know what week
Whatever week it is.
Yeah, this is going to come out in a few weeks anyway, so by that point, it won't matter.
Time is a lost essence now.
I haven't known what day of the week it is in 4 weeks, so just kind of whole lost. Just.
What have you been up to during the days? How are you guys staying busy?
Well, I try to keep my daily schedule, and I wake up at 7:30ish.
That's impressive.
And I try to knock out most of my homework in the beginning of the day, so I feel relieved afterwards.
Yeah.
Even though I have tons of homework left for the next day, but I think waking up early is one of my go-to things that I've been doing.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's impressive. I have not been able to stick to a solid sleep schedule, so I'm impressed by that.
Yeah, Alec, you want to jump in on that?
Yeah. So I don't have a sleep schedule. Last night I went to bed at 10. Some of the nights I go to bed at 4 a.m. So yeah.
What about you, Hugh?
I usually try to go to bed around 10:30ish, and then I wake up at 9:30. I'll make breakfast, and then I don't know, I'll just play on my phone for 2 hours, and then at 12 I'll do some kind of workout. I just finished a workout. That's why I'm all showered and stuff. And I just came up from that, and then after that I'll have lunch, and then I'll do homework, and then in the evening I'll either just chill out and play video games or something, or I'll go fishing, or maybe some stretching and stuff. So yeah.
Sounds good. You guys have a pretty solid schedule going, I feel like. That's good. I'm impressed. I think that it's not an original thought. Everyone is saying the best thing that we can do is have schedules, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I struggle with it. So I'm impressed by you guys. You guys sounds like you're, except for this going to bed at 4 a.m. thing, it sounds like we're killing it. But you do, if that works for you, if you feel well rested, you keep on keeping up.
Well, I wouldn't say well rested. Alec likes to take naps, he'll kind of just crash. We'll be like, oh, where did Alec go? He's like, oh, he's in his room taking a nap. Like, oh.
Very true.
Very true. Very true.
Call of Duty. So, yeah.
I feel I don't know. I don't know anything about video games, but I keep joking that maybe I'll just start playing some that my brother left here at some point when I get really bored. So
that's what I did.
Yeah.
I hopped on Fortnite with a few of my friends, and we're so bad. We're literally just screaming and shooting random things. It's anything to entertain.
Yeah, it's all about the entertainment and the content, which is what we're trying to do here. Mm-hmm. I keep worrying. I'm I wonder if I'm gonna run out of ideas at some point for topics and guests and content, but so far so good. As long as we make it through quarantine, then I feel once we get on the other side, there'll be a lot more ideas that we can put out there. But for now, I'm we'll see where this takes us. But that being said, I think a good kind of transition there to non-quarantine related topics. I wanted to have you guys on. Originally, I had just so fun because I was trying to do just one guest at a time and get a feel for that. The lost episode, as we discussed. But in my mind, when I started coaching, and even before I started coaching, and when I just saw Beasts, the 3 of you were some of the originals in my mind, key players of the Beast program. You were the ones that I saw the most often. It seemed like you had been there the longest. Other people seemed to be like coming and going, but you guys were, you know, prominent figures. Not to say that you're any more important than anyone else, but like you guys stood out, maybe because there's 3 of you, but like you stood out really early on for me. So I don't know who wants to jump, whoever started CrossFit and started the teens, because I know you guys, some of you started before it was officially called Beasts, but whoever started CrossFit, do you want to start talking first about how you got into it?
It was kind of me and Hugh. We both joined at the same time.
So we've always been good friends of Josh and Matt, and Jack invited us to do this CrossFit thing. We had no idea what it was, and me and Alec, being these little chubby overweight kids who had basically, we played line in football, and we just needed to get a little bit more, I guess, in shape because we were dying in conditioning. It was horrible. And Mr. Drew supported that as well, because he was one of our football coaches, and Jack was one of our football coaches. Like, oh, you guys do this CrossFit, it'll help you guys out. I was like, okay. We got into it. The first day, it was horrible. I was like 9, I think we were like 10.
Yeah.
I was so sore. And you know,
the hardest workout I've ever done.
The single hardest thing ever, right? We did pressing, and somehow my legs were sore. Like, that's so another thing that came out of that was they had a wall of my quotes, because I would say the most random things during the sessions. And I would say like press day is leg day and stuff like that. And I would say like elastic acid instead of lactic acid. So they had a whole wall of my quotes up on the board, and just like,
that's awesome.
Yeah. And then I remember one day, and this was all in their garage. We had they had this rope kind of rig thing set up, and Alec and Josh and Matt, they could all climb it, and I was so envious of them, because I was like, oh man, I wish I could climb that. They're so lucky. That's so cool. I want to be able to do that. And I mean, look where we are now.
I know, I was gonna say, I was like, right before quarantine started, you were just firing off rope climbs left and right for the rope climb challenge. May it rest in peace.
And then we did I think the first season after that, after CrossFit, like we did it in the winter and like late fall, and we played flag football, and I was just so much faster. Like, I was still pretty chubby, you know what I'm saying? But I was like agile, you know what I'm saying? It was like, if you could imagine a little like meatball running around, just they called us the bowling balls because that's what we looked like. You know, we were a little short, stubby, stocky, but we were quick.
My God.
We were quick. I didn't have the most endurance, but I was fast. You know what I'm saying? So then, it was great. Yeah, and then the results just kept coming, and I just kept gaining strength, gaining speed, gaining agility, and just all of these things just kept coming. And you know, both of us really saw the benefits of it, and you know, I started to like that, and I started to like working out a lot, and yeah.
That's awesome. So Soph, when did you join the party? When did you jump in this timeline?
I think they were doing it for a few months, and I went to like go pick them up a few times, and I saw them playing that weird PVC pipe you run around in a circle game. I was like, that's not working out. And then I think I went on like a tour with Eric, like I said in the video we tried to make.
Oh yeah.
He struck me as a very like interesting person, and I'm shy, and he's like, hey, I'm Eric, how's it going? Like, how are you? I'm like, oh, okay.
He's Buddy the elf. Like, you've seen Elf, right? Like,
yes.
He's Buddy the elf. Like, hi, I'm like, Buddy the elf, what's your favorite color? Hi, Eric Hoyt, what's your favorite color? Like, it's the same.
Yep, exactly. And I think that a few weeks after that, he like invited me to do like a garage session at Jack's, and I was the only one there. And again, that workout was probably one of the worst workouts. It was awful. I had to do double unders on my first day, and I was like, I don't know how to do this. but I think I fell in love with the challenge, and I took a break because I was playing soccer really competitively, and then in my ninth grade year going in, I really jumped back into it, kind of going 2, 3 times a week at the actual gym. So
Wait, yeah, at Fairwinds.
no, maybe no wait, I did it freshman year as like a sample test, but
Okay.
sophomore year is when I really started doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was trying to match the timeline in my mind, and I was like, that's not adding up right. But okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because you're a senior now, so I was like, that timeline doesn't quite match up. But so consistently for almost 3 years, you'd say.
Yeah.
And you guys have been pretty consistent from the start, boys, right?
Yeah. So when they started to move the it from the garage to the gym, we didn't go for about, I don't know why we didn't go.
It was like half a year.
It was like 6 months we didn't go, like when they just had moved into the gym. And then I think after like the first open that they did. No, I don't know. But I remember we went in, and that was our first time back. Oh, this was like, we weren't doing football this year because our parents didn't let us over concerns because, well, Alec had dropped some weight, and they were concerned about him getting injured, and so they didn't let me play either. And then so we were doing CrossFit back. We were back into it. The first workout, it was like that first garage workout. I was dead. That one right there, that one was the worst one. Like by
Do you remember
far.
what you? Do you remember what it was?
I think it was like burpees and running, and it was just all cardio, and it was like broad jumps, and
Yes.
it was horrible. And then this I have no idea what her name was, but this woman came on. It's like, oh, it'll get better. I'm like dying in a chair. I'm like, ah. I couldn't talk to her. She was like, oh, it's the first workout. It always sucks. I'm like, I know. And then yeah, and then we started coming pretty consistently after that. And yeah.
And here we are.
And
That's
yeah.
awesome. What would you, and you guys, whoever wants to go first can go first. What would you say is your favorite thing about CrossFit?
I'm gonna say something nice about my brothers. Here we go.
Get ready, everyone. Here we go. Big moment. This will be the future. This will be the clip we put on Instagram.
I like the competition. I like how like you're right next to the person, you're doing the same workout, like you're trying to beat them, you're lifting the same weights. And I think the fact that everyone in the gym is pushing each other to do better, and like even though you may be the last person to the workout, everyone still cheers you on in the end. Everyone's doing the same thing, getting down and dirty and liking it. So
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Just you always see me and Soph and Alec and everybody, we're all competing to see, like, we're going against each other and who can finish faster. It's like I love that part of it, and just I don't know, I like the work. The work is great. I love being conditioned, and I love, working out, and just like, if I'm not like dead after a workout, then I don't want it. I like to be absolutely exhausted at the end of the workout. I love that. It's great. And then yeah, just seeing, like, I'll go from CrossFit to my, like, a main sport like baseball or football, and I just see how much stronger I've gotten, how much faster I've gotten. Like, yeah, it's I love that part.
I mean, for me, I got really into the mobility part. I was always like the most flexible. So I kind of just took that train, and now I can do like splits and stuff. And I don't know, it's taught me to do so many things that I didn't know I'd be able to do. I can run way more than I could ever do. Like I did a 10-mile run, which was insane. Like a few years ago, there was no way that I would be able to finish a mile, and now I can do that 10 times over.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
That's
then
cool.
like he's saying, like there was stuff that I had no idea that I would ever be able to do. Like I had never been like a proficient runner. Like I had never started running, but then in Florida in January, I went on a run with Soph, and we got like 4.5 miles at like an 8:30 pace. I was like, did we do that? Like I had never run before that. I had never run a mile without stopping before. And then like now it's like a once a week thing. I'll run like 4 or 5 miles, and it's just yeah.
Awesome. I feel like that's a thing with a lot of people that find themselves in CrossFit at different points in life. Like they tend to not be runners, like, or feel like they're not runners, or running is a challenge. And like I went through something pretty similar where like recently I just like went for a long run, and I was like, wow, I haven't really run, but I can do like 4 or 5 miles, because like I'm just from CrossFit, it's training you for that. Even though you're not directly like running every day, like you get better at it. But back to what Soph said too, like I love that aspect for you three in particular. Like I love on days when all three of you are there, like they're little like side eyes at each other. And I mostly see it with you and Soph. Like you guys will set up near each other, and you'll start off like on the same pace, and like one of you will inch ahead and the other will do this kind of side eye, and like sometimes I even see like a deep like breath, and then that one like pushes out ahead, and then the other one side eyes and takes a deep breath, and it's like this little like push pull that's like so fun to watch, because it is such a friendly competition. Like you guys don't actually, it's not a negative thing. Like I think some siblings, you could watch that happen and it could turn into like a screaming match at the end of it. But whenever you guys are finished, whoever finished ahead, it's just like, okay, like that's what that is today. Like I don't know, if you're ever angry about it, it doesn't show. So at least there's that for you.
I hate it because I'm dying, but I do like it because I feel better afterwards.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. What do you, and again, whoever wants to answer, just jump in. We'll just make that the blatant. If it's a question for one of you, I'll direct it to one of you. What would you all say is like your favorite and your least favorite thing about working out with your siblings? Just trying to start arguments here with the least favorite thing. Trying to make this like a family feud. I don't know.
Well, I always had this ongoing thing that Huey and Alec would never be able to catch up to me, like my athletic abilities. And I'm at a point where they're getting bigger and stronger, and I'm proud of them, but I don't like it. But I think again, my favorite part is seeing Huey Huey or Alec out of the corner of my eye, and they might be ahead of me or behind me, and I'll just be like, hey, like, how's it going?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing is like, I remember that one running and pull-up workout that we had where me and Soph were just in sync the whole time, and then, we were just completely right there. And then we had another workout where it was like the 12 days of Christmas, and we were right there as well. And those are great. That's really fun, because then we can talk about it. We're like, oh, that was a good workout. We did good on that one and stuff like that. And but I feel like sometimes we try to outwork each other, and then I'll be like, Soph will be like, what did you do today? I'm like, oh, I just did like my first Metcon of the day. I'll just be like, I might go do some front squats. I might go do some power cleans later. And she's like, no, you can't do that. And I'm just like,
because she wants to be stronger than you. Duh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, probably the best part of it is the same competition. Like on the rare occasion that I do more than them, it feels good. And because like I always almost do less than them, and if we're ever in a workout together, they always finish way before me. But
I would say way before you.
yeah, yeah.
No,
But
just
on the rare occasion, it feels good. But they just work a lot harder than I do most times. So
yeah. What?
Alec,
Okay.
Alec likes those running burpee workouts
Yeah.
where he
Yeah?
just flops down on the ground.
That's a good. What are your guys' favorite? I mean, I kind of know the answers, but what are your favorite things to see in workouts?
I like power cleans, and I know I'm weird, but I like burpees.
handstand holds or handstand push-ups.
Nice.
I
I'm the
love,
same way.
I did this one workout the other day, and I love deadlifts, right? And I can do like muscle ups a lot better now, so I can bang out like 10 muscle ups in a row. So I love muscle ups. And then anything bench. Like I did this workout the other day where it was like an AMRAP 1 rep ascending ladder of like 35-pound bench press and lunges and plates to overhead, and I loved it. It was great. That was so fun. I enjoyed it so much. And
Yeah.
yeah,
You're such a lift and heavy person. Like that's why I was like, I know the answer. I know your answer is gonna be like you like heavy lifting, and I kind of knew Alec was more like me, like more into the gymnastics kind of side of things and body weight stuff like that. So if the burpees surprised me, I'm not gonna lie. When you said burpees, I feel like you were gonna say like I like running and power cleans and
Yeah,
handstand.
it's cardio-ish, kind of handstand walks.
You like working on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting better, so that's a
Yeah.
positive. So if you're going to college next year, in some capacity,
Hopefully.
right, you're going. We're going to speak positive terms. And boys, you're starting high school next year, right? How do you guys? I mean, these are obviously like kind of different questions. How do you see CrossFit playing into the kind of next big phase of life that each of you guys are going into? Because I think that on some level it's going to change for you guys. I mean, so if it's obviously going to change for you because you'll be gone, but I think it'll change as well when you guys start high school sports, because that's a little bit different of schedule and things like that. What do you guys think? What do you predict?
Well, I know for me personally, I want to compete in CrossFit. I think that that's something I'd really want to do. Like that event in April that we were gonna do,
Yeah.
which would have happened already.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to that. I really wanted to compete, and in high school I want to play football definitely. I want to play baseball, and I don't know how I would really fit that in. I mean, I would want to do it probably in the summer, CrossFit in the summer, maybe during baseball season a little bit, and then during the winter. And just I think that's how I would want to do it because I know football takes up a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Lifting and stuff like that, and early morning practices, and
For me, we've been on a home workout grind. I haven't been on the Beast class in a while because I have a lot of my online classes around the same time, which kind of sucks. But Huey, Alec, and we just make up random workouts, and I think sometimes we'll like text each other. We're like, "Oh, this one's really bad. Like, you gotta try it." And hopefully, like when I go away, that I'll still get those little text messages. Hey, you should try this one, and then maybe, and any free time I have, I'll try to like get the workout in. Still be competing, even though we're very far away.
Yeah,
I think you should do that. You guys should definitely keep it up, or have like once you figure out your schedules and what things look like a day of the week that you like plan to all do the same workout and like compare or something like that. Like, I think that could be fun. I don't know.
That'd be very fun.
Yeah, like I was gonna say like Sunday, but you might have like games on weekends, or like you might not want to work out on Sundays if they're your day off. But figure it out once you get your schedule, once you know what life looks like. What about
Yeah.
you, Alec? What do you think? What are you thinking for the future?
Really in high school, I want to do a lot of sports as well, like maybe cross country, football, baseball. Um, I'll do my best to get in football, but I know that I'm not as strong or as athletic as most people going into it. So if I don't make the team, I'm looking more to do cross country. And I feel like with a mixture of CrossFit and cross country throughout the week is probably how it will go. And with
Yeah.
baseball, probably won't have enough time, but whenever I have off days, I'll probably put in a CrossFit workout.
That's awesome. That's cool. I like it. I like you guys kind of, I feel like I was either expecting you guys to have answers like that where you had kind of plans, or like the blank stares of like, I don't know, hadn't thought about it. So that's awesome. All right, next kind of like quizzy question. What do you guys think is the biggest lesson that you've learned from CrossFit?
I think it's that you can always keep going. Like no matter how hard or how difficult it gets, like at any given moment, you can always keep pushing. You can always keep going. There's gonna be that hard workout, that hard set. There's gonna be a day where it's not gonna go right for you. You're gonna feel like crap and it's gonna be bad. You just get after it the next day. You do what you can, and you'll get through it. And that's just something I've learned, like through, like you just gotta embrace the suck. Through workouts, you gotta embrace the suck. Like if it's a long workout, like a 20-minute plus AMRAP, you just gotta get my big boy pants on, gotta get after it.
No, I love that. I agree. Like that's what I always say, like, and kind of try to think about as well, is like it's, for me, it's kind of been, I've done various sports and a lot of different ways of working out, but like what's always kept me coming back to CrossFit is that element of like the lessons that you can learn that apply to other things, like that you can do hard things, that you can look at something that you think you can't do, and then you find a way to do it. Or in the middle of it, it feels like it's never going to end and it's the worst thing in the world, but like you finished and you come out on the other side and you're happy and you learned something from it. So like when you face challenges, like big or small, like even like the quarantine situation, like we can look at that situation and know that like it might feel like it's never going to end right now, but like everything, like any workout we've done, like it will end. And at the end of it, we'll most likely feel like we do on the other end of a super long workout, where we're like so glad that's over, but also like how cool is it that I learned this through it, or I accomplished all this through it. So I agree. I like that.
Kind of adding on to that, I think the biggest thing I learned is I usually like to take big jumps or like try to do things that are like almost impossible. I think I've learned that baby steps, and like don't get discouraged, because beginning of this year when I did the open, like I could barely do a muscle up, or I could do one and that was it. And you keep putting in work, and then you like retest yourself a couple weeks later and you've got like 2 or 3. I think that's probably the best feeling, just knowing that you couldn't do it and then you worked yourself to be able to do it. It's knowing that you put in work.
Yeah, it's like, it's, the whole consistency thing, like that we talk about, like be consistent, be curious, be courageous, I think that that's an awesome lesson. And it's a really fun thing for me to watch all of you experience, especially like at your age. I think it's great for adults too, but I think it's really awesome for you guys to see that, it is little bits of work over long periods of time that get the big results. And it's not just going to show up the next day or the next week or the next month, or like even, within a year. Sometimes it'll take a long time before you can accomplish things. And like, I think about myself at both of your ages, and I was so impatient, and I wanted to know the next thing. I wanted to get to the next thing. I wanted, whether that was like with sports or with school, like I was always like, I want it and I want it now. And like, I don't understand why it's not happening for me yet. But like, that's why I think it's really cool for you guys to experience, whether it's a muscle up or handstand walk, or whatever, like just putting in a little bit of effort every day or most days or a couple days a week, even over time, is how you get the results. So it's awesome too. You guys are great answers all around. Good job. All right, what you got, Alec?
I forgot the question.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned, like, through CrossFit?
Well, really the thing is that anything can suit you. Like, a workout can always be modified to do the best of your ability. So
Yeah.
anything you do, you can actually perform, and there's nothing you can't really do.
Yeah. I love that. Because again, like similarly, like with life, kind of to what I was saying on Soap's point and Huey's point of like any situation, you can break it down into small steps to get through it. So that's cool. I like it. You guys are awesome. Well, I totally just lost my train of thought. I do this so often where I like have the thought and then I say something else and it's out the window. Oh my goodness. What do you guys think is going to be your favorite thing when you get back in the gym? When we get back in the gym, when this is all over. Or what are you looking forward to the most?
Probably seeing like all of our friends in the classes. I like the human connection. At home, working out, I've realized is so much harder. Like the motivation to get yourself up from your bed, it's just but knowing that you can go to the gym, you have other people that are about to go through this awful workout with you, it's motivating. So I'm missing that push to get me to work out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'm definitely missing the human interaction, just all that, the coaching and all that good stuff. But I do miss rope climbs. I do miss I've been weirdly missing rowing, which is very uncharacteristic for me because I hate rowing.
Yeah, that is funny.
And even stuff like the bike and, the ski erg and just the stuff that we don't have here, even wall balls, I hate wall balls, but, it's just, we don't have a place to do those or a medicine ball. So, it's just a whole bunch of stuff that I've been missing and I just can't wait. And I feel like once we get back to the gym, then we're gonna be. I'm gonna be so excited and just all that. Yeah.
For me, it's pretty much adding on to the motivation. Sometimes I don't do a workout like at all, but
It's okay.
I try to get up, take my dog for a run. I don't know. Honestly, I've just been doing a lot less since I've been home, and
That's okay though.
I'm looking forward to getting out and doing more things. So.
Being back to, I know that when we're back, it'll look different, like than when we left. I think Jack said it better than I did of like, we're not going to go back into the gym the same way we left it. It's not just going to be the same, but I think that it'll be really, once we get in, I think even though there's going to be things that are going to be different, just having that connection again and seeing people. And I think even like for myself, I'm just looking forward to like going somewhere to do it. Like, even if it's crazy different, the fact that we just going somewhere to do the workout or to coach, I think will feel a lot different because it's hard. I mean, doing the Zoom classes is challenging on both ends, I think, to kind of look at a screen or to work out in front of a screen. It's a very different experience, but I think we've adapted pretty well, but we'll see how we go. What was I gonna say? I'm like just really all over my train of thought today. It's throwing me off. I think it's because there's three of you. That's what I'm gonna blame it on because I just am not used to it. It's normally it's a little more simple. So if I was trying to think of other things that I don't know, this is what I was gonna ask. Other things that we covered on our lost episode that we could retouch on and have the boy. I remember you had a very beautiful quote that I wish I could catch of like, it was you saying something very nice about working out with your brothers. And you were like, I can't believe I just said that. It was so eloquent and kind of me. And like, we went on this whole tangent about it. And now I can't remember what it was, but.
Probably something, not really, probably something along the lines that even though I may act like I hate working out with them and I'm yelling at them, I really love it because they push me to do better. They do. I've noticed if I do a different workout than Huey, I'm just like going through the motions, kind of just trying to get it done. Whereas like in the gym, when I'm next to them and can see them, I'm like, oh, I gotta pick it up. I gotta keep going. I have to beat him or get close to him. So I love working out with them. There, I'll say it.
Yeah.
There we go.
I have to agree. If we're not like, even we're doing the Zoom things, like I pick myself up, I'm going a little harder, I'm getting that extra stuff in, and when we're doing like the things that we've been doing, we've kind of been doing our own thing for a while during this quarantine, and it's just a little harder to push yourself, and there's not that other person next to you, and yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you guys are I don't know, like I've said, you guys are so fun to watch, and I love like seeing this dynamic between all three of you. Like, it's really fun. I think that you guys will really appreciate in the future, like you'll really appreciate that you had all this time like working out together. And I know that you appreciate it now, but I do think that it's a really special, cool thing you guys got going on here. And hopefully you guys continue to work out and push each other for ever. I don't know, for a while until you're, until you can't. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming on and chit-chatting today and being my first experiment of 3 guests. I hope it was a good time for you. I had a great time. It was nice to see all your faces at once. I feel like I've missed you guys. Haven't seen y'all in a while, so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys.
All right.
All right.
See you.
Bye.
Who knows?
Bye. Thank you.